Welcome to, all right, so in this video, we're going to go ahead and cover our retirement calculator that we have on our website. So if you go to the description below, you'll be able to see the link to download this Excel retirement calculator. And so I'm just going to give you a quick rundown on how to use it, and then you can go through and input your information fairly quickly and be able to see exactly where you're at and where you need to be. So for the first portion of it, you'll go through, you'll enter your name, and then your age is important. And the reason why is it has rules set up in this program. So for example, if I'm 28, if I try to contribute 6,000, it's actually over the limit, which is 5,500. So you can go to our website and get those limits on there, but the Excel file actually won't let you enter the information. But let's say you're 60 and you try to go in there and change it, let's say to 62. It'll allow you to do that. So that's one of the nice features that we've built into it to make sure that you're not overstating your contributions. And the same thing goes with your 401k. So in here, I have the annual salary, and that's going to include all sources of income. For right now, we just have that one opening. So if you do have multiple sources of income in addition to your salary, you can go ahead and add those in there. And then the 401k contribution percentage, I've put in there as is about 17%, and that'll allow me to hit the 18,000. And then below here, I put a company match. If your company offers a 401k match, you can enter the percentage here, and that'll automatically get calculated in. And then for the different accounts, you have your IRA. So that's going to be, you'll want to enter your beginning balance for the year, and then your Roth IRA, and then any non-retirement accounts, you'll want to be able to go through and add those in as well. And then that'll give you your total investment. And another thing over here is you can select if you want to go through with any of your extra income. This is a feature that we use with the budget, which I'll go over in another video. But this will allow you to go through and select if you're just wanting to contribute, let's say just to an IRA or just a Roth IRA, you can go through and select those options, and then it'll gray out certain fields for you. And then down here, you'll notice that all your salary information is copied from up here. The 401k, that's the total cash amount. So for 18,000, and then we have EBIT, which is basically going to take all of the tax deductible items and get you that income before any taxes. And so we just have the 401k minusing out. And then these percentages, these can be changed, but there is actually a formula that looks these up to try to determine approximately where you should be. And if you know them, you can go ahead and enter them. If not, you can use the defaults on there. And then some of these other monthly expenses, for example, is going to be something that we'll cover when we go over the budget. So once you've gone through and entered all your information, you'll come over to this retirement tab. And this retirement tab is going to go through, it's going to have everything basically laid out for you. So I'll start over here. So when we look at the summary for 2018, you have your beginning balances for all the accounts, your annual contributions, and again, the IRA includes the company match, so that's why that one's above the 18,000. And then we have our required rate of return, and this will give you as far as your annual return, so in a dollar amount. And then this is the total of all accounts. The other feature that we have is we have scenario 1 and 2. So you can go through here and change these. So scenario 1 will default to whatever, I'm sorry, it'll default to what the current one is, and then you can run different scenarios based off that. And same with scenario 2, except for the Roth IRA contributions. So as we go over to the graph here, you'll be able to see you have the blue line, which is going to be your return for the year. And then you're going to have the orange line, which is going to show your ending balance for all of your accounts. So this right here, you'll also notice there's a goal retirement age, and you can change that and determine exactly what your portfolio should be worth at that time. So for example, you could change your age here. And so for example, if we say, okay, when I'm 29, where am I going to be at? And it'll update everything over here. The other thing with these scenarios is you'll notice there's a delta. So that'll show you basically what's the difference between your standard, which is the original numbers that you put in, and if you decide to change the scenario. So what happens if I contribute, an extra $50 a month to a Roth IRA? Things such as that, you can go through and see the impact on it. So here you can go through and you can change the age, and that's going to look at the year. So you'll notice that Ryan's retirement summary for 2020, as I go up to 31, it's 21. So everything changes with it. The other thing that we have here is the retirement age. Now this is going to affect the graph over here. So you can basically say, okay, at the age of 40, okay, I should be worth about 1.2 million as far as my portfolio goes. So this feature actually is really handy, especially if you're wanting to go through and look at, can I retire early? What options do I have? The last portion that we have is the scenario simulator. Now, this right here is going to have your different accounts, and then you can go through and change your asset allocation here. Now, these numbers are pulled from over here, so let me, and so basically what I did is I grabbed the last 100 years of returns and then said, okay, what's the average? What's the standard deviation? And then you have 1 standard deviation, 2, 3, and that's applied to the average right here. So within 1 standard deviation for small caps, it should be between -16 and 49%. So this is the data that we did in the background. So you'll notice here, if we go through and we look at the different asset mixes, you're going to have the most conservative ones at the top, and then they'll actually change from here. So they'll get more aggressive. And this is the expected return based off of your asset allocation. So you can go back to the retirement and you can say, okay, if I want to add, a little more risk, I can go ahead and add that extra risk, and then from ages 28 to 32, that increase in risk will show you what that does to your portfolio. So you're able to change all of these, so you can go through and make it however you'd like, and being able to see the impact that it has on your total portfolio is a very nice feature, especially if you're going through and you're not sure if you're going to have enough for retirement. You can do low risk or you can do high risk and see where you're at. So this is just a quick overview of the retirement calculator that we have. And if you do have any questions, please visit our website or submit them in the comments, and we'll be more than happy to go through and explain any questions that you may have on there. And then look for our next video, which will be on the budget. So this will have everything. This tool will not only just be for your retirement calculator, but it'll also be a budget for you, so you can see the impact of your budget will have on your portfolio, for example, if you add extra to savings and things such as that. So I appreciate everyone taking the time to watch this, and have a great day.